All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Late Night Shots Podcast, episode 97. Today we have a special guest, two-time All-American for UNI, Parker Keckeisen.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? Before we get into this podcast, Derek has a quick word from our sponsor.
As all of you know, we are sponsored by Body Art Nutrition, a supplement company based out of Minnesota. The link will be in the description below, and you can use code HWTN20 at checkout to save 20% off your order.
Let's go. 4 in a row, correctly. All right, so, getting into this, season's just over. Two-time All-American, how's it feel?
It feels good. Feels good. Was going to go win it all, of course, but next best thing. That's all you can ask for. Had a good response there, and not my best tournament to say the least, but hey, you live and you learn, learning lessons, and got 3 more shots at it, hopefully. So go out there and just continue to get better each day.
Excited to see you and Aaron Brooks run it back. I think that's gonna be a good one. You're obviously
Aaron Brooks. Yeah, I loved it. We wrestled in Florida. Yeah. That's always fun. It's funny. Me and Aaron Brooks. I wrestled Aaron Brooks my first freshman year high school at Fargo, and I think I'm 0-7 or 0-8 against him. So I gotta get one in the win column against dude.
Next season, who knows? I remember I was on YouTube. Colton Schultz versus Aaron Brooks happened.
Colton Schultz versus Aaron Brooks?
At 106, I think.
Really?
Yeah, way back. That was very interesting. I think Brooks won too.
Colton Schultz, he's a heavyweight now. That's crazy.
Yeah. He used to be insanely small. It's kind of weird looking back on it because he's not just big just because he's big. He's just doing it for Greco. So it always throws me off every time you see how good of a wrestler he actually is when he was down there.
Mm-hmm. Working out for me, freaking good ass wrestler. Good. I just swore. Good wrestler. Good,
that's fine. Greco You're guy. Good. You're good. You're allowed to. You're fine.
Yeah. Good ass Greco guy. So
yeah,
that semifinals are kind of lit.
No, that was wild.
That was crazy. That's 2 athletic heavyweights going at it. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
I think this year was pretty interesting too with the Nationals. Yeah, good amount of upsets, just all around.
Yeah, it just shows how good. Well, honestly, everyone's good in college. I remember first round at Big 12s last year. It's I almost got upset, and it's kind of you got to be prepared and ready every time you step on that mat, and because you're capable of being beat. I think Burrows said it once in an interview. He's in college, you're capable of being beat by almost everyone in that wrestles in college, and he's talking about freestyle. There's just some dudes you're not going to lose to from certain countries, and it's crazy how deep NCAA wrestling is.
Yeah, so I think this is your first 2 years in college, All-American both years, 3rd place both times. Obviously, a much harder bracket, I want to say, this year than last year.
Yeah. Much harder. Freaking Amin came down. Truex came up. Who else? I don't know who else joined the bracket. I'm sure there's people I'm missing, but it's always good. Freaking Amin's a bronze medalist at the Olympics. That's kind of crazy to think about. And Truex is a beast. Brooks is a beast. Hidley's a world medalist. Hidley's a beast. Romero, he's a beast. They're all beast. Coleman, good for Coleman. I know he goes to Iowa State, and I don't know him personally, but we're cordial with each other, and good to see another Big 12 guy on the stand. And then Jonathan Lowe, saw him at the casino afterwards, but he's a good dude too. Yeah. All those guys are. So
I think he just left, but next year it's kind of just you and Aaron Brooks right at the top, fighting for 1 2, and then you obviously have a couple guys behind you now. There's obviously a big battle against them. So you have three more 3 more shots. You know, you're one of those guys who came in at the right time to college. So, what are you looking forward to?
Looking forward to it. I'm honestly just looking forward to competing, man. I love wrestling. So it's like even practice. I probably like practice more than competing, honestly. But just being in there with my teammates, goofing off a little bit, getting better at wrestling, learning. I think learning is one of the probably what I love to do the most. Whether it's like I'm not saying in school, honestly, I don't really like learning in school sometimes, but learning
I
on
don't
the
think any
mat.
of us want to go to class.
Yeah, no, class ain't it, man. Class ain't it. But no, it's learning getting in there. Another thing Burrows said, I think his sophomore in that like I don't know, Flo did a film on him. I forgot what it was called, but like he just loved being in that room. Like after his sophomore year, rolling around with his buddies, and I think I kind of have a similar story with that. Just so after sophomore year of high school, just loved being in that room, loved being on the mat, trying to. It's like if I was on the mat every day, it felt weird almost, and being in there, training, getting better. My teammates, I don't know, it's just something you can't beat. So that's what I'm looking forward to most. And then of course the next NCAA tournaments and honestly that next match. It really doesn't matter if it's like I said a lot in interviews, like Dectronics Open in South Dakota State or the NCAA tournament. You gotta take each match the same approach and go out there, try to score points, go wrestle your match and not wrestle tight. Wrestle loose, and if you lose, you lose. If you win, you win.
If anything, that UNI is known for in the past couple of years, you know, they're 184 pounders. You know, you had Drew Foster, 2019, I want to say, 6 seed,
Yep.
knocked off Chip Ness and Max Dean to win national title. Taylor
Yeah.
Lujan, you know, obviously his career kind of got cut short there, but and then next 2 years out, you're third place. So kind of carrying on that
Yeah.
like tradition, I want to say.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I feel like I take that. I don't know. I think I take pride in it. I take pride in being if you're wrestling an 84 pounder from you and I, that's it's gonna be a hard wrestling match. So it's gonna be a tough one to win. And I think our team's getting to that approach almost for every weight class. So not just the 184 class. And I know we had really good guys like Steyert, Schwarm. Schwarm was a 25 pounder. He led the nation in pins, and 74 was Steyert, Jacob Holschlag 97. Like, and I'm missing people in there, but I know when we go out there, we wrestle for that culture, to say the least, the Panther train. And I know that's one thing. We got Taylor and Drew are still in there, so we're trying. They're helping me prepare for NCAAs and in the NCAA season, and our teammates as well. But they're still in there. They're still kind of like the U. It's not kind of like the U and like that football team. Like they would always come back, and it's like you guys got to hold the standard. And I wouldn't say it's that serious, but it's something like you got to hold the standard, hold that 184 spot to a high standard. And yeah, I take pride in it, and we're gonna get every weight class like that, and hopefully bring a national title to Cedar Falls.
Yeah. What's it like training with those two guys? Just like, because I'm pretty sure they're there pretty often.
Oh yeah, they're in there today. We had a freestyle practice, and Foster might be the quickest guy I've ever wrestled. That dude, quick finishes. He likes the low guts, so good thing I'm not wrestling freestyle right now. But that dude is so quick, it's ridiculous. And then Taylor's kitchen sink at you, right? So I feel like they're actually like when I was wrestling Hilde, he very similar situation. We were in over unders, and he like I don't know. I feel like he wrestles some positions very similar to Hilde, so it was good for me. And there's a position where I should have got pinned. I shouldn't have got pinned, but I won't. Like if I didn't like catch my foot, I was gonna get pinned. But it's just similar positions. Like Taylor's gonna be there's gonna be no stopping with Taylor. you're in a leg, it's a fight. You're in over unders, it's going to be a fight. It's a lot of fun training with those two, and just seeing that level that they're at too. Me striving, I want to be a world champ one day as well, and that's what they're going for. So helping those two get to that point, and them helping me get to that NCAA champ level point of my career, and it's just, I think we work well with each other, and hopefully we can get to that point for both of us, or all three of us, and a national title for the team, of course.
Sure. Looking at that also on the senior level, I'm assuming you're going 86 most likely.
Yeah, I'll probably, if I go senior level, go 86.
Yeah, so obviously probably the most stacked weight class in the country right now. You got David Taylor, Zahid Valencia, Mark Hall,
Yep.
Nate Jackson, maybe.
Here.
Yeah.
Nate Jackson broke my nose once.
No, we gotta talk about that now.
Yeah.
Oh, Nate Jackson breaking my nose.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? UW? No, it was like seniors in Coralville, Iowa, COVID year. My redshirt freshman year, redshirt COVID year. It's crazy how many years I got, but I beat his teammate Pat Bruck. No, it wasn't Pat Brucky. Who's the Brucky that? It's not the Brucky that wrestles for
CJ.
CJ, yeah. Yeah, he actually beat me earlier in December, my redshirt year. So I don't know. I must get better. And he's a good wrestler too. Tough match. And I beat him, and then I'm riding high, and then no. Then I got Nate Jackson. I'm like, oh lordy. Nate Jackson. So I go out there, wrestle, boom, right off the bat. He blast doubles me through my face. He's like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my, yeah. Which Nate Jackson, I like how he wrestles. Blast doubles, freaking. He took second at the tournament, but it was just a good eye opener for that level of physicality, and it's like you're just some freshman, Parker. They don't care who you are, and it's like gotta get back to work. And my nose took a beating for it.
I mean, we could definitely talk a little bit about your NCAA tournament this year. I mean, you fall to Bernie Truax from Cal Poly, a solid wrestler. Then you in the consolations, you make that win up, and then you see, okay, you get returning NCAA runner up. Hidley's there, and you take it to him as well. You bring home the bronze, for a second time. So what's that like for you? I know everybody's end goal is always to win it all, but to avenge that loss that you took in the top side of the bracket, and then in the consolations, that had to be big for you.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that next best thing, of course. But yeah, I lost that match, and we actually just watched film on it. Like I said, I was talking about wrestling tight earlier, but just a little tight in that match. And Bernie's a good wrestler too. He hit some dirty misdirection single legs. I got burnt. I got beat. So it's okay. You make adjustments, you learn. And going back, then I got Venz in the blood round, and Venz, former All-American. I think he's a 2-time All-American. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a tough one. It was a tough one. Not my best match, of course. And then I got Lowe, who I had a tough match with, and then earlier in the year, and then I got who was it that? And then I had Hilde beat the living crap out of me at the OTC my senior summer. They're training. We went out there for junior world team camp. He was training to go to just junior worlds, and ended up taking a bronze. And I think I got underhook throw by whatever he's really good at that he hits all the time. He hit it on me probably 100 times, and it was like, oh. And then I got a mental block sometimes, kind of taking the pass with me, and it's like, oh, just go out there, relax, go wrestle hard, see what you can do. And there was then I did noted to keep that left hand down and just go out there, let it fly. And somehow got that went into, thought I had a takedown at the end of the end of regulation, and but it doesn't happen. And Doug Doug talks to us all the time. Control it. Well, Roper talks to me all the time. All the coaches do. Control it you can. And I remember there's one practice one time. We were doing like 7 takedowns to end, and Doug just kept. We'd all get to 6, and Doug's like, "Nope, do it again." And I don't know. I think like when you get a takedown taken away, I think that practice, it just sticks out for me. It sticks out that, nope, you just got to go again. You can't control it. Takedowns taken away. It don't matter. I'm going to go get another takedown and control what I can. And didn't end up getting a takedown in OT, but found a way to get it done. And I was getting ridden. I got ridden for I think a minute and a half in the second period there, and had to make an adjustment. So I went cartwheel from quad pod, hooked, and ended up getting a reversal, which was big. And then I just stalled my ass off in the the last 30 second, and came away with the dub. And then that felt good because I don't know, Hilde was the returning NCAA finalist. Like, damn good wrestler he is. And it just shows kind of getting a little confidence that I'm still that guy. Yeah, I lost earlier, but I'm still a really good wrestler. And my coaches have prepared me. I'm a good wrestler. I'm ready to go. And then I get that rematch with Truex, which is nice. And I think I got burnt with the same single leg that I got burnt with 4 times in the quarterfinals, and had to make an adjustment. Got a takedown. But got away, got a takedown. And then I think 30 seconds to go, I hit a parry shrug. Not the greatest parry shrug of my life. And he's a good wrestler. He jumped, he's going behind, and he's got some long arms. So he's like in my thigh area. He pulls it. He's around, and I think I'm going to give up too. So last ditch effort, I turn in, and I somehow end up on getting a double leg. So double leg to finish and ride him out to win, get 3rd place, get that bronze medal. And it feels good. It's last match of the season almost. You give my headgear away. It's like season's over, but you're ending on a high note and that next best thing. And going back to after that quarterfinals loss, like Doug came in my room. So he wanted a 99, and I guess he told me he lost in the quarters at 2000. He's like, ain't no freaking way that I wasn't gonna come back and take 3rd. And I thought that was a big talk that I know Doug isn't like my main coach, Roper is, but it was good to hear that. And ain't no way that I'm not going to come back, take 3rd. Ain't no way. So, and then me and Roper had to talk, kind of be like another ain't no way situation. And I was prepared and ready to go, and just went out there, wrestled as best as I could, and ended up taking 3rd, which was 1st, but hey, next best thing, right?
Big thing that people talk about, obviously strength-wise, the Big Ten is normally the strongest conference.
Yeah.
But there's always competitors outside of every conference and champions outside of every conference. I think a big criticism the people have been having, of guys that I don't want to say underperform, but or maybe right there. You have Dayton Fix, 3 straight national finals, obviously the first one, who knows, the headgear, and then you have Wyatt Hendrickson, the heavyweight, who, comes 28-0 into nationals, falls in the second round and loses his next match.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have David Garr, returning champ, falling around 16. So if you had to compare your schedule, I think obviously you're a little bit different because you got the chance to go to the collegiate duels where you have some of the best teams in the country. I think getting out there against Aaron Brooks and I want to say you had Jonathan Love, great opponent too. That probably helped you a bit in terms of competition, but I don't know. What do you think about your schedule and stuff like that compared to Big Ten?
Yeah, I think our schedule's tough enough. Like, yeah, we went down to collegiate duels, and we went. Who else did we do? We dueled Wisconsin, a Big Ten team, and yeah. So they're wrestling they got the most rank. I think 14 out of 14 guys at 184 from the Big Ten made it to the national tournament. That just shows how deep they are, right? And I think it comes down to not so your schedule, but how you train. Like Doug, all our coaches, Randy, B-Rob, Roper, you gotta imagine yourself at the national tournament every day at practice, not just wrestling those tough guys. And yeah, I'm blessed with a situation with Foster, Taylor, Jared Sima, Noah Glazer, Lance Running, all Austin Yan, all very high level wrestlers around me. Adam Aronson, and like Doug puts us in those situations every single day. Those situations, 30-second ride out. You're down by one, you got to go get a takedown. And so, yeah, I would say, like, yeah, Big Ten, they're going to be battle ready, battle tested. They are, but I don't know. I think our schedule is hard enough, is like, of course. And, but I think that comes down to our coaches preparing us. And that's not a knock on other schools. Like, they're prepared and ready. And David Carr, he came back, he responded. That's awesome. And it's just Dayton Fix, I think, dude's a world team member. So that dude's a good wrestler. RBY, really good wrestler. And some days, maybe some days aren't your days too. I know Roper talked to me my freshman year. He was like, hey, big nationals is just another day to get better. It's the same as you got to approach it the same as Big 12s, as the Dectronics Open. That's how we prepare. We're prepared for a so-called national finals every time we step on that mat. And I know that's the approach Doug takes. And I know that's the approach that all our coaches help us get to each and every time we step on that mat. So yeah, our schedule's a little less tough compared to other schools, but our practice, when we're preparing to win a national title every single day we step in the room.
I think another big thing, like on the contrary to what we kind of just talked about, is like you see, like this year more than any, you see a lot of guys just burning out time come nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Like without like the whole Ironman Rivera, like the injuries and stuff, you see guys just like burning out, and then when they get put in a tough match, they just end up getting it put on them and then just falling out. What are your thoughts about that in general?
Yeah, burnout's real. I know I was getting to a point, and I'm blessed to have a coach that like Roper who's on me, who pays such good attention. He's like, hey, he sat me down. It was actually before there was just a point where I wasn't having fun. I was burnt out. Like, I do this little extra routine after practice to get just a little edge, right? And I was just doing it. It got to a point where I wasn't doing it to get that edge. I was just doing it to do it, just kind of going through the motions. And he sat me down and he's like, well, one, it was like taking an hour after practice. It's like, Parker, you don't need to be doing that. And he sat me down. He's like you need to have fun. This is what you love to do. And maybe that's a burnout problem too. Maybe those guys are getting to the point where they're not having fun. Why they, like, I got into wrestling because it's fun. I love learning. I love getting in there, rolling in new positions. Like far ankle is so fun to go roll around in and see what BS I can make up. And I think I was getting to that point where it's like I dreaded coming in the room each day, and it's like, Parker, just chill, relax. It's go have some fun. Go just like, if you need to goof around with your buddies a little bit. That's wrestling's almost like a community to just like be yourself, and that's what practice is for me, at least. And just try to approach that day, even trying to approach that the same way at the nationals. And I know, well, I think Big 12s, I approached that. While we approaching it, I was having fun. I was real loose. Big nationals, a little bit too tense, and in Roper saw that as well. And it just maybe kind of got the best of me when I was wrestling scared to lose. And maybe that's a little bit of it. People wrestling scared to lose. And I know I've wrestled scared to lose, and luckily it's been a 1-point match, so it didn't look like I got my butt beat. But I don't know, maybe burnout, like not maybe those guys not realizing what they're there for. They're there for because they probably been wrestling since they're little kids, and it like wrestling when you're a little kid, it's a fun. I'm saying fun a lot, but fun, like it's what I love to go do. I want to go hang out with my buddies. I want to go get better at wrestling. And maybe in college or maybe towards the end of the season, it's just like, oh, I got to go to practice because it's what I have to do. And I don't know. That's kind of my approach, my thoughts. Maybe they're just like a little burnt out because of they're wrestling for the wrong reason. I'm not saying the wrong reason, but why they started wrestling in the first place, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Oh,
Yeah, I wanted to just touch on the Dektronics Open. Now, that is a huge tournament. I know there's a ton of different levels of guys that go to that tournament. You got like D3 schools that even go to that tournament, I think. Like I think like one of the local schools from back home where I'm at, I think they go to that tournament as well. So what's that like, that tournament, getting looks from not just, other D1 opponents, but also these guys from D2, D3 that are all at this, big open tournament.
What's it like? Like,
yeah.
Like is it a different approach or something?
Yeah. Like just what's it like, facing opponents from different levels compared to like a tournament like nationals where everybody's on that same D1 level.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would say, I don't know. I personally, I have to approach it the same way. Or else if I overlook someone, then you're going to end up, like, I don't want to get upset, of course, but it's like, I don't approaching it. I got to approach each match the same way. Got to approach each match. It's the national finals, and it doesn't matter if it's a D2 kid or a D3 kid or a high school senior. That's just how I have to approach it. And maybe in those D2, D3 wrestlers, they're not bad either. They're not bad. I know, well, Nick Becker, he's a Wisconsin guy. He is a D2, 3-time D2 champ. And he almost beat Chance Marsteller at the Open one year. And it's just, those guys got skills. Yeah. And can't overlook anyone. I think even D3 guys, they're still in like the top 2% of wrestlers ever. It's like, those guys are good. Those guys have skills, and can't overlook anyone. Got to approach it national finals, NCAA first round every time. And yeah, there's always going to be skill differences maybe, but I think anyone's able to get up for a match. Maybe they can't do it as consistent, but anyone's able to beat you on any single day.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure when as that tournament's running, I'm sure there is upsets where you got D1 guys losing to D3, D2 guys. I'm sure that is kind of a common occurrence at tournaments like that where they they cross.
Yeah, for sure. And those JUCO kids, those dudes are talented.
They're hungry. Like we talked to a couple of guys that were in the JUCO level, and they like everybody. They've all come to like the same term that they're hungrier than anybody that's out there that's competing.
Yeah. I know. Iowa Central. They got a good program. They're at a lot of the division, a lot of the opens we go to. It's going to be a scrap every time.
Yeah, I know what you said again about if you wrestle in college. I think wrestling has. I was reading something like Joe Rogan where he's talking about like if you wrestle in college, you're in the top 1% in your sport, right?
Yeah.
Then if you take a sport like football, you're in like the top 5-10%. Because I played football, 4 years of high school, I lettered for varsity 3 years. I wasn't great, but like I was just getting like hundreds of coaches talking to me, just random D3
Yeah.
schools recruiting you just to get bodies in the field. Wrestling, I had maybe 1 or 2 schools talking to me.
Yeah.
And I was a substantially better wrestler. So what they said was like, if you wrestle in any division in the NCAA, you're in the top 1%. So to put that in perspective, if you make it to the senior level, you're in the top 0.001%. And then if you actually make a team, you're just like keep on adding more and more zeros. And that really shows like if you wrestle at the world championship, we see these guys like if you ever read like Flo's comment sections when like Jordan Burroughs or Kyle Dake absolutely beats the living shit out of some random dude.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, how does this guy make a team or that? Well, this guy is literally running through some of the best guys in the world, like in his own home.
Yeah, it's crazy how each level there's another jump to that senior level, and it just shows. It's like Colin Rebuto, he was our 49 pounder. He got to go to Worlds for Italy, and it's just like, how cool is that, dude? Like you said, you're in like the 0.00001% of wrestlers ever. It's just to be around all those guys, have that experience. So like it's not a one. Hopefully he makes another team, but that might be a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, you gotta get Colin on.
Colin, yeah, get him on.
Yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit, I think. But
Yeah.
what was I even gonna say? So obviously, you're not old enough to get to senior level. I mean, you haven't wrestled there yet, but you made the jump from high school to college. You know, there's always high school wrestlers, you know, talking all over the place about how they could whoop the college guys. Very few can actually do it right as a freshman. You know, I think looking at this, you had a really good freshman season in your redshirt, 16-1, 15 bonus point wins. Obviously, that's not a true Division I schedule completely, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But what was your transition like from high school as a 2-time state champ?
Transition to high school to college. I think it was the speed and the physicality. Like I said about Nate Jackson, like he didn't care. He's running through my face. And having guys like Bryce Steyert, I don't know, dude, that dude, the amount of butt whoopings that guy gave me was ridiculous. Like he was just so much more grittier than everyone. He's like, I'm gonna hand fight you. I'm gonna pick you up and I'm gonna put you down hard. And I can do this for 20 minutes, 30 minutes if I want to. So that was crazy to feel. Crazy different. And like a guy like Taylor, like he's just gonna go let it fly, and he's physical too. Physicality, the speed. Like it's like Max talked about it like when I was in high school. It's like, hey, when you come back in winter break, you're just gonna be like a step ahead almost of the high school guys. And I kind of like milliseconds, like 0.2 seconds. That's how much faster it is than like high school wrestling. And it's crazy the jump you make, and crazy the jump, like the physicality, like those, like all props to like Dean Hamidi, who's a
yeah, that dude's good.
That dude's saucy.
I remember David Taylor was talking about him on the Wrestling Changed My Life podcast.
Yeah.
And he was saying like he was comparing him to himself, right? You know, Taylor was like absolutely filthy as a freshman. You know, obviously didn't end out the way he wanted to with Bubba Jenkins that year, but he compared to him in terms of like, yo, this kid wants to scrap. This kid will literally, you know, run through your face like Nate Jackson, but he doesn't have the muscles to do that yet, the physical maturity. And he's like,
17 at Big Tens.
He was 17 at Big Tens.
Yeah, he turned 18 the week before Nationals.
Really?
That's awesome.
Mad respect.
Dude's good. I think, you know, a lot of people, you know, were saying like, oh, this kid's overrated when he got like kind of handled by Griffith at that point, which is like, I don't know how you would treat it, because like I want to say Griffith and Wick are just like a more physically developed version of him.
Yeah. 100%.
To an extent, yeah.
Like I hope my buddy Austin packs him out every time, but that dude's saucy.
Yeah. I saw
and
that.
like I don't want to talk about
That's
I'll
okay.
talk about that. No, but Yeah, that dude's gonna be good. And like just crazy, 17 at Big Tens, 18 at the national tournament. Like 1 year out of high school, like mad props to him for developing like that physical and getting that speed down, like as a true freshman. That's crazy.
Obviously, for me coming into college, wrestling a bit, I think, obviously I took my fair share of beatings. Yeah, I wasn't one of these top guys coming in. I was wrestling a Pennsylvania state champ every day, and it wasn't very fun, but I felt like obviously having a guy there, more than like physically developing myself, like I was able to like, like it's not like high school heavyweights. You can't just like snap people right to their face. Can't just take these casual singles. Like you have to create motion, take your shots, transition to something else. I think my mind developed more than anything. Obviously, conditioning, being in shape in high school, being in shape in college are two different things, right? Just like the pace of the actual thing. You can't just, because in high school, I remember I would take one shot. I wouldn't even take shots in half my matches. I'll just snap a guy, he would fall, and then you just get a hammer lock and just like they're just flying the back because they just roll over. In college, you gotta work to ride guys. Like you're just sitting there with the claw, repetitively trying to rip guys to the ground. It's like people that have never wrestled at the college level don't understand that. And then when you watch, I want to say Penn State because they were getting called out for this a lot in nationals by fans. You have Aaron Brooks putting together a phenomenal ride on Miles and me the entire time. Maybe you could have called him for stalling once, running him out of bounds, but it's like truly exhausting to actually even try to do that against a guy of that caliber too.
It's crazy. I was doing a lot of top bottom this like past summer, and I'll do a lot more this summer as well. But the most tired I've ever been was doing like spar top bottom, trying to break people down. I'm like, why am I so gassed right now? It's crazy. Like your forearms get all tired. It's like it's a whole body thing. Like yeah, wrestling is a whole body thing, but I swear, like you're squeezing, you're trying to grab wrist, like it's a different.
And you get mat return and the wind's getting taken out of you, so then you're right back to where you started.
It's like I don't even know how to explain it, but like you're doing all of this just to essentially for most matches trying to get to that 1 minute of riding time, or try to erase riding time. It's only for a few seconds. You're rarely gonna with an opponent of the same caliber as you, unless you're like a top specialist like an Ethan Lezak or something. You're rarely gonna have the opportunity to actually turn someone. You're just trying to scrape away the riding time just over and over and over again. But then you also have to be able to control your mess, so you don't gas yourself out, which you see a lot of times, some of these more athletic guys just like shooting, and then they have nothing left and their opponent just capitalizes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really know what it's like trying to mat return somebody at the college level compared to high school.
I know I gotta get better at it.
It's picking up a guy that weighs the same amount as you, who doesn't want to get lifted in the air. And you got to take all your strength to lift him up and then put him back down gently because you can't just slam him on his head.
And then they're probably going to build up again and you have to do it again.
They're going to land right back on their knees and they're going to pop right back up.
Yeah, I think Austin, he was talking about it today. I don't know which match he was wrestling, but it might have been Iowa State this year. And I think he like Ian Parker, I guess, yelled, "He can't just mat return us all the time. That's stalling." I'm like, you realize how hard mat returns are? Come on, that ain't stalling.
I think going back to Dean Hamidi, I think he's one of these guys who does it fantastic on bottom. Like you'll try to return him, he'll immediately go like a standing switch, but he's just so fluid in his motion that it works. Just like every time.
Yeah. I honestly have not watched a lot of Dean Hamidi, but I watched him against Austin. I was like, he's chain wrestling all the time. It's going to be a 7-minute wrestling contest in college. It's not just one position all the time. It's 7 minutes. It might be 3-2. That's what's crazy. You might get in a bunch of flurries, but it might be 3-2 at the end.
It's just one exchange every time, and that's like people want to say, like, I remember when you'll see guys win close matches against opponents that you think from like a fan's perspective that they'll blow out, and then maybe this guy fell off, all this and that, and then you'll see one guy teching their way through the bracket doing something crazy, and then the other guy just knocks them off the same way they did to everybody else.
Well, didn't that happen to Didn't Dake when Dake and Taylor wrestled, like
Yeah.
Dake had 3-2 matches, and Taylor teched everyone. Then Dake took him out. It's like,
Yeah. That was a good match. If Taylor didn't gas out, who knows? But
yeah,
I don't think Taylor's ever beaten them actually in college or senior level.
I don't believe so either.
That's rough.
That is rough.
They got to set this up.
Yeah, that'd be sick. They train together all the time, so I doubt it will
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, no, they're
I mean,
really
they have
good
nothing to
friends.
lose, though. That's the thing. They're not competing against each other for a spot.
They could probably make some bank off it.
Yeah. They could probably
Yeah,
just
that's
stream
an easy. That's an
on,
easy 6 figures each from a big company.
No, not
Yeah.
even. I think Penn State has to deal with Rockfin.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could.
they have to get Dake.
Dake
I'd buy
trains
that match.
there too.
Well, Dake doesn't officially train.
He doesn't need to. He's not in college. He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
He can go wherever he wants. Yeah. But, Dake will get a fourth gold medal this year because Sitkov's out. So that's a good thing.
Seacost out.
Russia's out, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
kind of
none of the
the U.S. is kind of just going to walk through it, pretty much. With the exception of Gwiz, most likely at heavyweight, and Taylor with Yazdani, and then
Hopefully
whoever
Taylor.
makes 65.
I'm hoping Foster's our guy, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Yazdani's good, man. Like I know he gets a lot of hate, but that dude's like phenomenal.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. I know our coaches are. Well, I know Roper Hughes doing a film study on his underhook, just pushing, and I think Taylor's trying to implemented it in a good amount, and yeah, that dude's saucy.
Yeah, I remember I think he was 21 when he won the Olympic gold in Rio.
He won
Something like
Burroughs
that.
weights, right?
Yeah, Burroughs didn't place in that one. That was kind of wild to see too. Burroughs got teched in the wrestlebacks.
I'm gonna be honest, that year broke my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even start wrestling until the year after, so I don't know what to tell you. I was going back and watching replays. I remember the first ever match I saw was Mihan Lopez and Reza Kaal because that was trending. He won his third Olympic gold. And then he just chest reps the living shit out of this man 10 seconds into the match. And I'm like, I didn't even know what freestyle or Greco were. So I'm like, yo, where do you get 4 points from? I'm like rewinding the match like 30 times to try to figure this out.
He didn't take a single leg. Where's the back points?
Yeah, because nobody got taken down. Like nobody ended up on top or bottom. It didn't make sense to me. And then now I'm like,
those people, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You'll see if you ever watch me wrestle, like I'll be doing like some of the dumbest shit in practice. Like a guy will like come with like their head the slightest bit down, and I'll try to lat drop, like not like lat drop, like either beta lat drop or chest drop them. But like I'll try to be like how they can like literally like lift them up in the air and like power drive them into the ground.
That's some WWE shit.
Yeah. I think it was me and the
hey, I want instead of these Tony Rotundo photos, I just want videos of you wrestling on Instagram.
Might have to do it, if I wrestle again. I don't know.
We want these practice videos.
Yeah, grades didn't go too well. We'll get them. We'll get them.
You can get degrees. That's what my dad always said.
It's a darn shame.
Got to get the C's first.
Darn shame. Me on the other hand,
My dad
cool.
doesn't listen to this.
I'm crisp clean and cool, and
Right. So speaking of this is our plan in the future as Heavyweight Nation. I'm going to get my own building, build my own facility in there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either become like Kerry Collette and just film like 20,000 videos of like random technique.
Yeah.
And just post them on YouTube, make like millions of bucks off of that. Or I just make like a team of like pure heavyweights to just do tournaments.
I like the team pure. I like them both, honestly. Are all the heavyweights gonna wrestle each other?
I don't know.
I feel like heavyweight per team.
I feel like if I just made a bracket, like a pay-per-view card of like 64 heavyweights going at it.
That would be funny.
Like you can't tell me people wouldn't watch that. Like Because I know in
I would
wrestling, people don't really like respect the upper weights as much as it like the upper weights as much. But then you'll go like
Abel Stevens is one of the best wrestlers to watch.
yeah,
Nothing but respect for heavyweights.
yeah, 100%. But then you go on like TikTok or
Like to hear
something,
it.
or like UFC or MMA. Like, which fights do people like watching more? Like the heavyweight type fights. It's like it's always fun to see Francis like knock some dude out cold. So
We don't like flying knees though at Aspen Wrestling Academy.
oh god. Oh, you saw the memes I made about that.
I hope not. I hope I didn't see these memes.
I forgot. I didn't even know Tyron Woodley went to Mizzou.
I didn't know that either. But then Ben Mack
Yeah.
told me.
Because yeah, he was good.
Oh, actually, my Roper wrestled him in college. I think he beat him once. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I think I made like 4 back-to-back memes of Tyron Woodley just laying there knocked out by Jake Paul in like the matter of like 5 minutes, and then it would be like the cringiest caption possible. Because I knew it would get likes, right? Like after what's his name, Will Smith just smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars,
Oh my.
and like
Yeah, that was. You think that was staged?
no,
Yeah.
not at all. You saw him
You
hit
don't think
him.
that was staged? That was staged, dude.
He was
You
laughing so hard at the joke in the first 3 seconds of the clip.
Okay, so
He's laughing.
The
He's,
reason
like,
why
laughing,
is
laughing,
if they
laughing.
knew it was staged, the network would have known, and the network would have censored it on everything.
Yeah.
Australia and
No.
Japan, I don't think censored it. That's the thing.
No, they didn't.
No. I think it was staged because I think the Oscars got no views. I don't know anyone who's watching the Oscars last night. I'm gonna be honest. Were you guys
My
watching
mom
the Oscars?
was.
I didn't know it was happening until somebody messaged me the video.
You know, every
They
mom in
needed
America
to get
had-
their views up, so they were like, Will Smith, go slap the crap out of Chris Rock. Dude, the funniest
know.
meme was like the everyone hates Chris meme. That was hilarious.
Did you see the one I posted where like the Sonic rings come out of him after he gets smacked? It's on my Instagram. You gotta check. You gotta watch it. It's like a 2-second video.
when
I'm
the
watching
106 pounder is standing in my way.
It'll be. I think of like the random wrestling captions just because I want to post the videos.
I'm looking it up. I'm bad at this.
It's 4 straight memes about that one thing. I think they were all posted in like the same 20 minutes.
30 seconds of each other. They were 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, I was just going off. I remember
Oh
when
my goodness, that is hilarious.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Okay. That's funny.
I remember when I started this page, I was so strict on like actually posting good content, and like now I just post whatever I feel like doing.
Dude, you got to be yourself on social media.
Yeah. I feel like I have no reputation to uphold. I remember somebody was commenting on the post after RBY beat DeSanto. He's like, dude, I'm going to cry. DeSanto didn't lose. He just ran out of time. I was like, good, go cry then. The next comment was like a chain of people just
Ham
telling.
on Fortnite upstairs. I just heard the chair get thrown against the wall.
Oh, nice.
Somebody lost the game of Fort.
That is hilarious.
And then there's just a chain of people telling me to go die or whatever, like right after it. And I'm just
Hey,
looking
no.
at it like laughing. I don't read my
Don't die.
comments
We
that
love
much.
you. We
I
love you.
appreciate that. Love you too.
Love you.
I don't know what to say, but where were we in this whole wrestling thing?
You know, yeah. I love these type of
What it-
ones, you know. These you could kind of tell when you watch the videos, like if it flows, we go off topic for 30 minutes and don't even talk about wrestling. But if it doesn't flow, we are just constantly feeding questions to like the guests, and it'll be like every 5 seconds we're like, okay, so you wrestled this guy, and this guy was this. You won. Congratulations. Like if you get off topic, that just shows, like, at least to me, that it flows well. We got a good flow in between.
We
Hey,
can't
we're
drop
not here-
names,
we're
but
not here to talk about wrestling. Wrestling's overrated.
Or like you said, the sauce.
so,
What you say? What?
I said, like you said, we got the sauce.
We got the sauce. Saucy. Everyone makes fun of me. I like say sauce me the water. You guys say sauce me the water?
Hold on.
I don't know what to say that. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
We gotta explain this now. I don't know.
Sauce me the water. It's just like it like I could say toss me the water, but sauce me the water sounds cooler, you know?
Yeah.
I just
Austin,
realized-
my teammates like the way make
a bag
fun
of
of the way I
sauce.
talk.
none of them can beat you. Just remember that.
And I
But
lost
your
my wrestle
heavyweight,
off.
do you think
freshman
if you
year,
had a
so
full,
Did you
if you
really?
had a 3-minute match with your heavyweight, do you think you'd win?
Tyrell,
That-
me and Tyrell wrestle all the time.
Yeah.
Tyrell pulled an Nate Jax against me a couple times and just black suit my face. so.
dude's good too. Like the fact that he was a 33 seed at nationals just shows like how much depth there actually is to heavyweight now.
Dude, that bracket was insane.
But he wrestled Gable good. Gable just kind of feeds off you shooting on him, which just makes it look a lot worse than it is.
Yeah. Tyrell's good. He's gonna he'll probably it'll be a force to be reckoned with next year. He's got 2 more years, so I'm excited for that.
Did he just recently bump up? Like I know he was injured too.
Yeah, he was a 97-pounder last year. He was actually my warm-up like make weight partner. And I didn't know he was cutting that much. I'm like, why are you so tired, man? He's like, bro, I'm cutting. I'm like, oh. He was cutting pretty hard for 97. And yeah, it just and then he was like, I'm going up, I'm lifting. So he's lifting, he's getting better at wrestling, he's having fun. Like I said, like I've said fun a lot. Probably we should have a fun counter. But
Fun and sauce, man. You're just all about the saucy fun.
sauce. Come on, get a little saucy. Come on. Hey, Doug gives out sauce after every duel. So that's not where it comes from, but it's a thing. No, but he's getting better and I gotta avoid the word fun. Look up synonyms for fun. But no, just like I don't know. That's one thing I've never done is cut weight. And I think I've enjoyed my life and wrestling life and just continue to get better. And that's what Tyrell wanted to do. And I know he's gonna get better this summer.
I actually looked up synonyms. I don't know why, but
Synonyms.
there's nothing like that really fits the tense you're trying to say it in, which is something I'm very invested in right now. You have pleasure, entertainment, enjoyment, amusement, excitement, gratification.
Why is rest on there? That makes no sense.
Pleasurable,
Wrestling is pleasurable. Sounds a
enjoyable.
little enjoyable. We're just trying to enjoy our time. Everyone, you and I, we don't hate wrestling. We enjoy wrestling. You want to enjoy wrestling? Come you and I.
Yeah.
No. What else? Synonyms. Dude, you guys do the Wordle?
Should we do
I got
Wordle
the
right now?
one like 2 days ago where it was epoxy.
Dude, no.
That one was horrible.
The Wordle, dude. Wordles are not my thing.
Yeah.
No.
I have one
Not a
friend
big
who
Wordle guy?
we will meet at the dining hall and like we'll sit there. We'll be done with our food for like an hour, just sitting there. It'd be like, yo, you want to play the Wordle? And then one of us will win, and then we'll just play like every other Wordle variation there is for like an hour until we're done with all those for the day, and then we'll just leave and it'll be like pitch black outside.
Hey, that's the best though. Just like get caught doing pleasurable things.
I don't know how to
Good word
feel
there.
about that.
Pleasure
Not
thing.
fun things, pleasurable,
What about satisfying things
satisfying,
or enjoyable?
enjoyable. See, like when I do the Wordle, like I can't even think of like 5-letter words.
I just put the most provocative things in and see if the letters match. And then sometimes it works.
So
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video on this, right?
Oh, here we go. How to
This
solve
dude-
the Wordle.
Hey, I've never told this story before. Okay, this dude made a bot to solve a Wordle. So basically, it just like comes with like algorithms finding the best starting word. So the best starting word is either crane or salet, SALET. So basically, the most used letters in the world is like the same way to how they use like AI to play chess, pretty much. And then it'll be like you can solve every Wordle in 4 guesses or less if you play it perfectly with one of those 2 starting words.
Yeah, that sounds way too serious.
Yeah.
It's never that serious.
Yeah, but you can't lose though. Like if you're with people, you know.
I agree. Like I was doing the Wordle in the back of NCAAs, and it's just a struggle, man. It's like Scrabble. It's a struggle.
Yeah, just cheat on the last one if you have to.
Words are clearly not my like strong suit in spelling. Just ask my teammates. But yeah.
What's your major?
Construction management.
Solid. What's your major,
Yeah.
Derek? We've never talked about this.
Education.
Okay.
Respect.
Thanks.
Marketing.
Wait, I didn't hear what you said. What
Hi.
did you say, Marker? What's yours?
Construction management.
Mm.
What
What's
kind
that
of
all about?
Was that
That's
to me?
my-
or-
No, construction management. Ask my classmates. They'll know what it's about.
You don't know
No.
what it's about? You
No,
you're
I
not a
know.
big class guy?
I know it's
Big-
about. It's
big
like
Zoom with the camera off type of guy. Is that that's your type of style?
No, I'm not zooming. Like right now we did like a mock estimate almost. Like we were doing like they gave us plans and we tried to figure out. We like estimated the concrete and like some other stuff and we estimated that. We do quantity takeoffs for that, and we got bids in for like other divisions like carpentry and
Oh, okay.
more
That's kinda
stuff.
cool.
Like I can't think of them off the top of my head, but that and
So-
then yeah, just like creating estimates. I don't know. I don't know that well.
You must be
honestly.
smart because I could see here on our very handy dandy spreadsheet here that you are the first team academic all Big 12 honors. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Is that hard to
Yeah.
get?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I was an academic All-American last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what you need for
That's-
that. I kind of feel like most college guys, like at these good schools, really don't care. Like half of them are majoring in kinesiology and are just
Or
like
business.
Bro,
Hey, construction
business is
management-
horrible. I promise you. Like my accounting class, I'm just sitting there like brain dead, looking at the screen for like an
Bro,
hour. and 15
accounting.
minutes.
I took what accounting was it? It wasn't managerial. It might have been
It was
managerial.
managerial, and I took financial last semester. I
Oh no, I
passed
took
the course.
financial. I think I took financial.
It's horrible. It's like, what do I need to know what accounts payable and receivable do, and like how to actually put them on income statements and balance sheets when I can just pay someone to do it?
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
All
No,
right.
that class was a struggle.
You know,
I took
think
that
we did
in
enough.
summer, too.
We did enough off-topic conversation, so I think it's time that we wrap it all together here with a nice bow, aka it's time for the non-wrestling related questions.
Oh,
Akil, you could go first with the only wrestling related question in this
Bro,
segment.
okay, fine. Before this national tournament, we did 2022 national picks. The obvious 2023 national picks. You're allowed to pick yourself at 184 since you're one of the only guys who actually has a chance of winning it that we've had on here. But I didn't say that.
yeah. Oh, so I gotta choose them.
Yeah, we'll put you put yourself in at 184.
From
So,
25 down.
25 to heavyweight. You got to just
You guys
Plus
are
one
gonna
guy.
hate me with my picks. You guys are gonna hate me. You and I's 25 pounder. You and I's 33 pounder. You and I's 41 pounder. You and I's 57 pounder. You and I's 65 pounder. You and I's 74 pounder. Hopefully me. You and I's 97. You and I's 285.
got CJ Compost all over again.
Yeah, CJ Composto. The only one he said was Aaron Brooks at 184 or 190. Yeah, 184.
Whatever. I see how it is. No. Every time I look forward.
My
Me,
turn.
yeah. Let's see. Let's hear yours.
Oh, so we're a heavyweight nation. We're some big lads from all around the world. So we have to ask a food related questions for our fat fans. So you go to the UNI cafeteria. What's the first thing you're looking for?
UNI cafeteria. My freshman year, they had this amazing rap station. They don't have it no more.
Dang, they
What?
took that away from you.
Well, like I don't have a meal plan anymore, sadly. But yeah, no. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Oh, breakfast, the burritos in the morning, smacking, bussing. You guys don't know what bussing means, that do you?
I
I
think
don't
we
wake
do.
up
We're
before noon.
we're pretty young, pretty in with the kids.
Thank
these
goodness,
days.
my teammates don't. They yell
Hey,
at me
really?
to say bus.
Yeah.
It's those darn Iowa boys.
Iowa guys.
All right. So final question. We wrap up every podcast with this. Since we started having guests on, this is our favorite question. You can take 4 of your UNI teammates that are on your active roster right now. Any 4. Tell me who they are. Short reason why, to keep you alive in the zombie apocalypse. Your zombie apocalypse super squad. 4 your teammates and 4 reasons why you're, and 1 reason for each one why you're choosing them.
All right, first one. I'm gonna take Kyle Gallhofer because he's good with weapons, to say the least. Then I got probably Austin Yant. Austin Yant, he's also good with weapons, and we just goof around. So you gotta have a little fun in the zombie apocalypse, right?
Sure,
We got Lance
saucy.
Run. What?
Got to get saucy.
Gotta get saucy. Gotta have some fun.
Some
Then we
pleasurable
got
experiences.
fun. I don't like that word. Fun experiences. I'm inappropriate. But what else? Well, I got Kyle Golfer. I got Austin Yant. We got Lance Runyon. That's an OG. I know that dude's got my back. I got all these dudes. All my teammates got my back. Last one. I don't even know who. My bad teammate for this.
Probably.
I'm taking Tyrell. That dude, I feel like he's like the nicest guy out there, but I feel like if came down to it, he'll throw some hands.
Oh man, I'm just thinking about what Luke Serber last night said about AJ Ferrari. I was like, yo, who you bringing on this thing? I'm just waiting for him to say one person, which we obviously know who it is.
We're all
And he
waiting
was
for
like,
him to say
yo,
the
it's
same
not going to
thing.
happen. I feel like this dude would just shoot me in my foot.
That's messed up.
I want to clip that, but I don't know how AJ is going to react to it because he follows me on Twitter and Instagram.
You got clip that.
Clip
Hey,
it in the chat.
any publicity is good publicity.
I
But-
told him that. I said we should just become TMZ.
I would, dude, but I got in so much trouble. Remember when DeSanto at the Luther Open, there was like the whole thing with
Clone Retriever's dad. I
yeah.
remember that.
So I post about that, right? Like I say allegedly, so I don't get in trouble for anything. And then all I get is literally like death threats from people at this point. And I'm just like, yo, if you want to try, you can try, but like, you don't have the balls to do anything.
Yeah, no.
Because
They're
you
really coming
followed
at
me
the
on Twitter.
18 and 19-year-olds running the meme pages, man. They hate us.
Yeah.
It's like you have the same people coming at me because I post explicit music. So I just made it a thing now. Like I have to post something with explicit music in it for the sole fact of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's an ad,
Sorry.
you know, we got to make the bank. But
Make that bank. Hey, make your cash. Take the money and run.
But yeah, so any final words?
Go Panthers.
So
Panthers.
all right, yo, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. So this has been
No, I appreciate it. This was fun.
this has been episode 97 of Late Night Shots. See you guys again next time.